The East Light was a South Korean band formed by Media Line Entertainment. The band originally consisted of 6 members: Woojin, Jungwook, Sagang, Sunghyun, Seokchul, and Eunseong. The group released a number of singles, thanks to which they slowly started to gain a fan base. Sadly, the group wouldn't become famous for their talents, but thanks to a horrific scandal that had been brewing underneath without anyone's knowledge. On October 18, 2017, news outlet Sports News reported that the members of the East Light have been verbally abused by Media Line Entertainment CEO and physically abused by producer A since 2015 until now. According to a source, producer A not only verbally attacked and punished the East Light members, but also slapped their faces and was severely violent with a baseball bat, metal microphone, and more. A reportedly wrapped a guitar string around one member's neck and pulled it every time he made a mistake in his performance. If the members tried to complain about such actions, he threatened them saying, "I'm going to kill you." As a result, some members have suffered from injuries such as bleeding from their heads. The CEO reportedly allowed these actions to happen and has also reportedly cursed and threatened the members. After watching A physically abusing the members, the CEO simply commented, "Don't be too harsh." The source shared, one member has even received treatment for physical and psychological pain due to the physical and verbal abuse. Some of the members have reportedly appointed a lawyer and are preparing to take legal action. Later that day, Media Line Entertainment released a statement that said, "Hello, this is the East Lights agency, Media Line Entertainment. First, we want to apologize for the regretful situation that has occurred. It was approximately 1 year and 4 months ago that we first became aware of the East Lights executive producers' acts of physical abuse towards the group during their training and lessons. Afterwards, we spoke with the members' parents to resolve the situation, and we promise that such acts will never occur again. There have been no such incidents since then, and the East Light has been actively promoting. However, the emotional rift between some of the members and the producer has deepened, which we believe has led to the current situation. The producer in question has taken full responsibility for his wrongful actions and has handed in his resignation, which we have accepted." Regarding the reports about the CEO, they said, "He has affectionately watched over the members from when they were very young trainees for the past 4 years. And though he has disciplined them at times like a parent would, he has never instigated or abetted any acts of violence. We will work hard to find the best solution for the affected members and for the East Light's future activities. Once again, we express our deepest apologies." On October 19th, one of the members held a press conference with his lawyer. He said, "As the leader of the East Light and as one of the K-pop artists who led Korean culture, I could no longer tolerate the pain that our members were going through. We decided to hold a press conference in hopes of eliminating child abuse and violation of human rights in the K-pop industry." From 2015 to 2017, the producer repeatedly made us get on the floor as he hit our butts with baseball bats and iron bars in the practice room or in the recording studio. He even threatened to kill us if we ever told our parents. My brother was locked in the recording studio and the producer hit his head, thighs, arms, and butt. His head had bloody wounds and bruises. He's been traumatized after all the threats and violence, and he is currently getting psychotherapy treatment. The group's lawyer also revealed that Sunghyun was forced to leave the group after protesting to the CEO about the return of producer A to the agency. He stated, "Sunghyun and Seokchul's parents did not know about this until the agency promised them that the violence towards the members would never happen again. They did not know that the violence happened repeatedly. They found out about the whole situation after they pleaded with their sons to tell them everything when Sunghyun got removed from the group. We have decided to take legal action against both producer A and the CEO." Media Line Entertainment CEO later issued a statement after the press conference in which he said, "Firstly, as a person who is responsible for Media Line Entertainment and the East Light, I am strongly aware of my faults and apologize profusely for what has arisen because I was unable to properly manage the staff. However, as was stated yesterday, while working with many artists in the past 30 years of my careers, I have never once instigated or abetted violence. And while there have been times when I've taught or cautioned the members, I state once again that I have never committed verbal abuse or assault. I humbly accept the criticism in regards to my mistakes and negligence, and I will try to dispel all doubts by approaching them with honesty. However, for the future of the remaining 4 members of the East Light, we will be making an active response in regards to acts of defamation committed through exaggerated false information. I apologize once again for causing concern through this controversy." After this, the show Newsroom shared more proof of the abuse. They showed a montage of pictures that showed bruised legs and arms as well as a member with blood on their head. They also showed an audio clip from Seokchul of the CEO speaking to him after he made it known that he was going to go public about the abuse. In the recording, the CEO said, "If you have entrusted someone with something, then you need to leave it alone, even if they beat you to death. If you make the paper as a celebrity, you won't have any grounds to stand up. Who's going to take in a kid with problems? You can't make a big deal out of this. You can't. Your parents would just be more upset, 10 times more upset than they are now." Regarding the audio file, Medialine claimed that while the conversation between the CEO and Seokchul did get heated, the CEO just wanted to help all the members continue to do music. After this, the lawyer responded to a report that the reason that the agency had removed Songhyun from the group was his character. The lawyer said, "A debate for the truth is only a frame to distort the essence of the issue. The agency has even brought up the issue of Songhyun's career, and they are attempting to use false equivalence as if both sides are partially in the wrong. There is nothing that can justify abuse." Meanwhile, Seokchul and Songhyun's dad spoke about the issue to Entertainment Weekly. He said, "For 3 to 4 days, I haven't been able to eat or sleep. I'm so upset. After hearing that the other members of the East Light were also abused, I'm so upset hearing Seokchul say that he grit his teeth and endured being hit. My heart hurts so much. I hope that there is never another agency like this. There are a lot of kids doing music nowadays, and no agency should be hitting them." They also went on to share messages between the boys' fathers and both the CEO and the producer who abused them. The first two conversations are between the producer and the brother's father, and the second two are between the brother's father and the CEO. In these messages, the boy's father shows photos of the kids' bruises and the things with which the boys had been hit. He also requests for the producer to be dismissed from the company after repeated abuse from him towards the group members. After this, a now deleted YouTube video started to go viral. The video, posted to the East Light's official YouTube channel in November 2017, followed the boys as they go about their schedule for the day. At the 28-second mark, Seokchul is heard saying it was a mistake and repeatedly saying it as he is being hit with something. Eunsoon, Yoonwook, and Sagang were on camera at the time, and after looking over to see what was going on, Eunsoon explains, "Actually, on the way here, Seokchul was playing music in the car and had opened the sunroof without starting the engine, so the battery in one of the cars died. He's being disciplined by our manager." On October 22nd, the brothers' lawyer stated, "Today at 11 a.m., we are going to file a complaint and more on the violence case regarding the East Lights members. The brothers' father, who is their legal representative, will submit the file, while Jun Jin-suk will accompany him." That same day, Medialine Entertainment put out a statement announcing that they had terminated the contracts of the other 4 members. They explained that the agency discussed with the 4 members and their parents of what the best choice would be and came to the conclusion that it would be best for them to leave the company. On October 26, the brothers visited the police station with their father and their lawyer. Sources from the police station said that on November 8th, the producer was being investigated and would have to explain the details of what happened. And on December 20th, it was announced that the producer had been jailed on December 15th for charges of extraordinary and repeated violence. On December 26th, Medialine Entertainment held a press conference to speak out. Regarding Seokchul's statement that they were threatened to not tell their parents, they said that their parents already knew. They stated, "After physically punishing them, the producer asked their parents to apply ointment for them, and he was in frequent contact with the fathers of Sanghyun, who caused a lot of problems. After Sanghyun caused troubles by skipping our broadcast schedule on June 13th, 2017, his father traveled up here quickly after being contacted by Seokchul and discussed Sanghyun's physical punishment by the producer. The next day, at about 4 a.m., the CEO talked to Sanghyun's father and mother via Kakao Talk. Sanghyun's father apologized for the trouble he caused and promised to educate him. Sanghyun's mother was upset about the producer's severe physical punishment, but she said that she does not hate him and seemed to forgive him. Sanghyun's father met the producer and consoled him as he hugged him. He once again consoled him via text message and requested for him to be a good teacher to the brothers. Eunsoon said, "In the early years of our debut and when we were trainees, we received physical punishment. We did not get hit tens of times or get locked up like Seokchul and Sanghyun testified. The physical punishment was only at about the level of getting our palms hit like we did at school in the past." Sanghyun says, "I got hit until my head was bleeding. At that time, Sanghyun caused trouble, so we were all getting scolded. Then I'm not sure why, but I could not hold in my laughter. The producer asked why I am laughing when we were getting scolded. So he just sort of flicked my head. It really did not hurt, but my head started bleeding. We all don't know what happened." Regarding Seokchul's testimony that the producer wrapped a guitar string around his neck and threatened him, Eunsoon said, "We were playing around after watching the movie Whiplash, and Seokchul wrapped the guitar string around his neck himself. The producer played around with him. We were all happily playing around as we practiced, but it made me very sad. It was all distorted into a time that was like hell. On whether they have been in contact with the brothers, Eunsoon revealed that they go to the same school, and Sagang explained, "We are in our first year together, so we cannot meet them. They put in all their efforts to run away. We are telling the truth, so we're not scared of anything or feel guilty. Seeing them avoid us, it makes me think that they know as well." The brothers visited the Seoul Central Prosecutor's Office on December 2nd to give their testimony as plaintiffs on their case. Sukchul stated, "I have many things to say about the recent press conference held by the agency. I was upset to hear them say that I made statements I know I never made. Like I said in my previous press conference, I just hope that things like this never happen again in the K-pop industry. This isn't just about what my brother and I went through. I will do my best for today's question. There wasn't any discord in our group. There were personal fights, but there wasn't discord within the group as a whole. And in school, Sagong and I are in different grades, so we're on different floors and rarely see each other. Eunsoon rarely comes to school. They stated in the press conference that we're avoiding them, but we don't even have the opportunity to see them to begin with." And on January 8th, the CEO of Medialine Entertainment was indicted without detention for charges of child abuse and aiding and abuse in accordance with the Child Welfare Act. On March 4th, a first trial was held at the Seoul Central District Court for producers Moon Young-second, CEO Shang Hwang, and President Lee Young-hyun of Medialine Entertainment. The producer was charged for chronic and special violence, the CEO for child abuse and aiding and abuse, and the president for violation of the child welfare law. At the trial, the prosecutor stated that the producer had physically harmed Sukchul and Sunghyun in 31 instances and mentally abused them. The prosecution also said that the CEO had offered electronic cigarettes to Sukchul, who was a minor at the time, physically abused him, and aided the producer in its violence. The producer admitted to all charges, and his lawyer stated, "The charges are true, but the defendant is being shown as someone who habitually abused them for 3 years and enjoyed doing so. This is not true. He had a close relationship with the victims." The CEO and the president denied the charges, saying that they have not engaged, aided, or abetted child abuse. Instead, they stated that they had protected the victims. On April 19th, the second hearing took place. Eunsoon was supposed to be interrogated as a witness in the second hearing, but he did not show up to court. The court decided to withdraw his interrogation, leaving Sukchul and Sunghyun as the only witnesses to undergo interrogation in the second hearing. Sunghyun began the testimony by speaking about the incident on June 13th, 2017, in which he was confined and assaulted by the producer. He said, "I was assaulted by the producer because of soccer. I didn't play soccer, but he heard a rumor that I had played, and he imprisoned me and physically assaulted me. The agency did not let us play soccer. I was part of the soccer club at school and had to fulfill my attendance quota at the club, but I did not actually play soccer and only went to say hello to the coach. Then the producer called me and threatened me, saying, 'Did you play soccer? I'll kill you.' I was so scared that I ran away. We had a BeLive broadcast scheduled that day, but I thought he really would kill me, so I didn't go to the agency and hid in my apartment balcony. My parents found me there and said, 'The producer isn't that kind of person,' and took me to the agency. The producer took me to the 5th floor and said to me, 'Let's die.' He hit me with a black club and choked me. I ran away and screamed, 'Save me.' The CEO was coming up the stairs. I begged him to save me, and he said while smoking a cigarette, 'Go lightly on him,' and walk away. The producer vowed to him and said thank you. The producer took me away again, locked the door, and beat me." On May 7th, the third trial took place. The brothers' parents underwent interrogation as witnesses, as well as former Eastlight member Jung-wook. Their father underwent interrogation first. He testified that on the 13th of June 2017, he heard that the producer had physically assaulted and forcibly imprisoned Seung-hoon. The father then went to speak immediately with the producer at the agency's front door. According to the father, the producer said, "I hit him because I got worked up. If this is the first time, then we'll come for him. But it's wrong to hit children." The CEO had added, "The bleeding from his head isn't that big of a deal. You must have gotten hit a lot when you were in school, right? Getting hit can help you grow." At the time, the father had asked the CEO about his role in the physical assault. According to the father's testimony, he grew defiant and unilaterally forced him to leave. The defendant's lawyers claimed that the photos the parents had taken of Sunghyun's injuries on June 14th did not match the description of the injuries that he had on June 13th. They claimed that Sunghyun had received further injuries in the time between the description and the photos, implying that he had been assaulted by his parents. Their mother testified that the photos were taken on June 14th because the children had gone to sleep soon after their return home. Jung-wook underwent interrogation as a witness after both parents had testified. He said, "I did not witness the assault directly. As for the conditions and the noises, they were so long ago that I don't remember." When asked about the assault that had caused bleeding from the head, he said, He was hit by the producer in the head, but it wasn't a particularly strong or weak blow. Everyone was shocked to see the blow flowing to the ground. When asked about the claims that the CEO had forced Songhyun to accept electronic cigarettes, he said, "I remember hearing something about electronic cigarettes, but I don't remember clearly. I wasn't actually there at the time." On June 7th at 2 p.m., the fourth hearing of the case took place. During this trial, Eun-sung, and a Media Line Entertainment employee referred to as Che, underwent witness questioning. Eun-sung testified that the producer did not physically punish them from the beginning, and that he began the corporal punishment with the consent of the members, as the members kept being disobedient. Regarding the producer's confinement and assault of Songhyun, Eun-sung said, "We were called in at the time of the incident. The atmosphere was not harsh. I don't see any blood nor wounds on Lee Songhyun." On July 5th, the first sentencing hearing was held for Media Line Entertainment producer and CEO. The producer was sentenced to 2 years in prison on charges of child abuse, while the CEO was sentenced to 8 months in prison and 2 years of probation for aiding child abuse. The producer was also ordered 80 hours and the CEO 40 hours of an educational program on child abuse treatment. Media Line Entertainment was additionally sentenced to a fine of approximately $17,000. At the appeal trial on November 27th, the prosecution demanded 3 years in prison for the producer and 8 months in prison suspended, with 2 years of probation for the CEO. The prosecution made the request to the court with the explanation that the defendants continue to deny the charges, do not express remorse, and place blame on the victims. On December 20th, 2019, the final sentencing hearing was held for the appeal trial. The court dismissed the appeals filed by the CEO and the prosecution. However, the court decided to overturn the producer's previous sentence of 2 years in prison and reduce it to 1 year and 4 months. The producer was also ordered to attend an educational program on child abuse treatment and be banned from working with children for 3 years. The court stated, after the incident, the producer kept his distance from the victims for over a year, and there are no similar incidents in his criminal records. We also consider the fact that he deposited 50 million won for the victims during his appeal case. Since the CEO's appeal was dismissed, the original sentence stayed the same, and the court stated, offering a 14-year-old cigarettes is emotionally abusive behavior. It is true that he hit Songhyun in the back of the head once, but we did not determine that to be grounds for executing his sentence. On March 26, 2020, the Supreme Court finalized the CEO's original sentence of 8 months in prison, suspended for 2 years of probation for aiding child abuse. They also confirmed the producer's sentence of 1 year and 4 months. This case is part of the darkest side of K-pop, a side in which idols, especially minors, are not only unprotected, but actively being abused. I would love to say that this type of cases don't happen anymore, but as the recent case of Omega X has shown, that is sadly not the case, and I can only imagine the amount of idols that don't come forward with their stories out of fear or shame. This is why we need to support the idols that are brave enough to tell these stories, because it doesn't only help them, but it can also help prevent this happening to others in the future. That was all for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!